Alright, so I almost always will start my chest, tricep, and shoulder day with dips, just because it gets a really good pump flowing for me, and also I feel like it's a really underused workout, specifically for the triceps and the shoulders. I normally will do 25 to 50 starting out. Just for time's sake, I didn't record me doing all of them, but I think I did 25 here. On tricep, shoulder, and chest day, I will almost always start with triceps. So moving on here to the tricep rope extension, I'll normally start with like 50, 60 pounds, roughly. And I'll normally start with sets of 10 to 12. I'm pretty sure I was doing sets of 12 here. At 60 pounds. When I do this one, I like to make sure I don't let my arms up too far so that it doesn't get in too much of a resting position. Just because of how much time that I had that night, I didn't record me doing the second set of this one, but I normally will do 2 sets of a lightweight, like 50, 60 pounds, somewhere in there. And then moving on here to the next set, we'll move it up to a little bit heavier weight and do reps of 10 to 12. Also, something I should explain real quick, the reason I'm not speaking into the camera is because, unfortunately, Planet Fitness plays music in the background that is copyrighted by YouTube, so that's an issue there, and I'm looking for a gym. I think I have a gym that I'm going to be switching to here really soon, where I'll be able to speak into the camera and be a little bit more engaging with y'all. But otherwise, moving on to the next set, I moved it up to 80 pounds. This is where I start getting to my max with this exercise. So I'll normally cut it down a little bit on my reps. So I'll do like 8 to 10. Sometimes I'll do 6. I begin to struggle here in a second on the last rep. So normally on my last set, I'll cut the weight in half and I will do like a burnout session. I'll try to do like 20 to 25 reps, depending. Sometimes more, sometimes less. So basically what I try to do on all of my exercises is strength training, where I start light and I gradually increase my weight and go from there. Alright, so on this next one, y'all are probably going to be thinking, Nate, this looks weird. I guess I would call this like a tricep bar extension. But I found that this exercise actually works the long head of the tricep very well, specifically the upper part of the long head that goes up into your back. But with this one, I don't do a whole lot of this one. I'll normally only do 1 to 2 sets, and I'll only do like 10, 12 reps. Alright, so this next one that I'm going to do is specifically to target the lateral head of the tricep. That's the part of the tricep that you would see if you were, say, looking at yourself in the mirror. Now here, I didn't even use a rope or anything. I kind of like to do it like Sam Sulek, in a way, you know. You get a much better grip and you get a much better flex. You're able to squeeze so much better just using the cable. With this one, I'll normally only do 1 or 2 sets, and if I do 2 sets, I will increase the weight. I did do 2 sets on this one, and I did increase the weight the next time, but I still did 2 sets of 8. And don't forget, with this exercise and with any exercise, you want to try to squeeze as hard as you possibly can to get the max effectiveness of the exercise. This next exercise is known as a tricep kickback. Once again, I think this is an exercise that is often overlooked in the gym, but once again, it's really good at working the long and lateral heads, especially the long head. It's another exercise that's really going to work on building the part of the tricep that goes up into your back. So with this, once again, I like to try to do sets of 10 to 12. I think I was lifting 20 pounds there, or 25. So normally when I do shoulder dumbbell raises, I will do it like any other exercise where I start out with a lighter weight and increase up to a heavier weight for strength training. This time, however, I just decided to do a little bit heavier for what I can handle, and I just did 25 pounds. And I'm pretty sure I did sets of 10 to 12 here. I did 2 sets. The other reason that I only did 2 sets of this exercise was because I wanted to do the incline dumbbell press, which I don't do very often and I'm not very good at it, so I've been trying to get better at it. So that's another reason I only did 2 sets. So this next one, the incline dumbbell press, I grabbed a pair of 25s and, I'm not very good at this one, but I repped out a set of 9. So I wanna get better at this exercise. I know it's a key to getting big. Okay, this next exercise I'm calling a shoulder rope extension. This one is really good for working out the front deltoids. Now, I was already tired from doing the other shoulder workout, so I only did 1 set on this one. All right, moving on to the next part of my workout, the chest part of my workout, and arguably probably my favorite part of the workout. This is the chest fly machine. This is my favorite machine for working out the chest. Specifically, it's gonna target the whole chest, but specifically it's gonna target more of the upper chest, and it's gonna help develop the inner part of your chest. Specifically, if you do it the way I do it, where you go really far back. So I'm pretty sure on this set, and normally I'll start with around 100 pounds, sometimes 90 pounds. Moving on here to my next set, I'm pretty sure that I did a set of 110 pounds here. And that's normally what I'll do. I'll start with 90, 100, move up to 100, 110, and then finish out with 120 to 130 pounds. Alright, second to last set here. Did 120 pounds, and I managed to rep out a set of 8. So on my last set here, I cut the weight to about half and did a max burn out session. So tried to do about 20 to 25. Alright, so these are cable pec flies. Doing a downward motion. I'll normally only do 1 to 2 sets of these. And I'll normally kneel because it gives me a much better squeeze and it makes the exercise much harder. And I think it's the fact that I'm having to pull farther down. I also like to cross my hands over each other when I do this, as it adds to how much harder I can squeeze the muscle and just adds to the overall exercise. Same type of exercise. It's still a chest cable fly, but this time it's going to be in an upward motion. And let me explain the difference between the two real quick. So when I'm going in an upward motion, this is going to be working more of the mid and lower part of my chest, as that's the way it follows the muscle fibers. When I was doing a downward motion just a second ago, that's following the fiber muscles that more go down, and so it's going to work more of your upper and middle chest. Just to clarify that real quick.